All right, y'all. Happy Monday. I feel like it's been a minute since we've been on here. We had the in-person events, and then I was in Hawaii last week. So I have missed you all. I am back tired and tan. It was a trip of a lifetime. If you did not follow the hashtag Aloha Plexus, do yourself a favor, go to Instagram, find the hashtag. I'm not even like tech savvy. I don't even know how you do that, but go find the hashtag Aloha Plexus and you will see tons and tons of pictures, all different outlooks on what people in Plexus's Hawaii trip looked like. It was truly a dream come true to be there. For me, this is my third earned trip, but my first trip that I earned, it was 2020. And they shut it down. So we got a cash payout last year. They went to Mexico instead of Hawaii. And I chose to stay home because some of the COVID requirements were still crazy, where you had to do the tests. And if you got a positive test, you couldn't come home for 10 days. And I could not bear the thought of being away from my children for that long. So I took the cash last year. So this year was my first year going on an Emerald extravaganza. And what I can tell you guys is it was more than you could really fathom in your mind. Plexus trips are like no other, and they go above and beyond. Like, you earn a trip paid for free. They paid for 2 flights. I took my sister-in-law, okay? So my flight and her flight completely free. They paid for our rental car completely free. They paid for our stay completely free. We had a few meals for free as well. So really, any cost outside of that is just whatever you want to do there, but you're at a luxury resort that you really don't need to leave if you don't want to. And there are things everywhere. On top of that, each night that we came back, there was something in our room. I think the first night there were 2 glass water bottles and, like, I think it's a sweat rag. I'm not exactly sure. It's the cutest little towel, maybe a cooling towel or something, all plexified, super, super cute. The second night we got like a cooler backpack branded in Plexus with a little baby lantern. So that was one of the gifts I gave my children. Super cool, to go hiking up in the mountains and things like that. They gave us a little bracelet that had little shells on it. And I'm sure I'm missing a room drop or 2, but each room drop was so special. Had a little card there, was super fun. The luau's were over the top. And each time I go to these events, what it does is build my belief through the roof. I saw every type of person on this trip. It was not only the who's who from Plexus that you see training or that you see on YouTube's. I saw older men and women. I saw younger men and women. I saw people from every sphere and influence known possible, people I had never heard of that were going to also the diamond trip too. I think there were 100 and something diamond earners. And then I don't know what the stat was for Emerald extravaganza. I think there were like 600 of us there. So I'm not sure if that was, I don't think that was earners. So I would guess there were like 300 earners, 600 total or something like that. And I got so much faith built up inside of me to see each one of you guys there with us next year. It's a trip of a lifetime. We're going back to Mexico. When they announced Mexico, the excitement you could feel in the room was through the roof. Through the roof. These were Jules who got to go last year, and they said that Mexico resort is like no other resort. Some of them had private showers, baths, pools attached to their room, their personal stuff. So Mexico is going to be incredible. So what I want you guys to do is get a vision for being there with us next year. This Zoom is going to be one of my favorites because you are going to hear from 2 teams that are in massive momentum, and they are going to give you the how-tos and what is working for them. This is why we suggest you guys do trainings every day. What you have to do is chew the meat, spit out the bones. Each of our businesses are going to look different because each of our lives look different. It's the beautiful thing about network marketing, that we can make it look like we want it to work, or that we can make it look like we want it to look, right? Some of us can wake up early in the morning and get all of our IPA done in one allotted amount of time. Some of us have lots of time to do training and organization and all these different things. And others of us need to do it on the go. The trick is, you have to be doing something and moving the needle in one direction in order to see momentum in your business. So right now we have the Apple Watch incentive going on. You guys have 5 days left in the month. So I don't care if you have added 0 people, make a goal to earn that watch. Add somebody every day and help one of those people go silver. Help them add 3 people who is in their sphere of influence that they can help go silver. Have someone join and help them get their products paid for. Show them the Apple Watch, okay? You could have somebody join tomorrow and also earn the Apple Watch. Plexus has given us a carrot to dangle to say like, hey, this is worth it. The things that people will do for free stuff is crazy. We always see massive momentum in our business. And the awesome thing is, it's our business, but Plexus is the one paying for these incentives for our teams. So for those that are grabbing a hold of this and running, you're going to see a shift in your business. One thing I know about Team Revive and about my legs specifically is at the end of the month, y'all kick it into gear and you get these goals met. So I am ready to see some awesome goal chasers these next 5 days. What does that look like for you? Something that I'm really passionate about right now is a dream board, a dream vision. If you have not earned that Apple Watch yet, but that's your goal, put the Apple Watch as your screensaver and do something every single day outside of your comfort zone to get there. 2 ways to earn it. Add 3, help one of your level 1s rank up, or personally enroll 6 people. I think everybody, if they put their mind to it, can help 6 friends join by the end of this month. You have 5 days, okay? You're gonna hear from 2 people tonight who have both personally added 8 people this month to their businesses. They've both earned their Apple Watch. They also are both going to personally rank up in their businesses. Celeste is going to go gold, or has already gone gold, and Amanda is going to go senior gold. So this team is in massive momentum. They put plans and actions to work, and we get to hear about that tonight. So I'm going to pass it over to Amanda so she can show you all of her fun, fancy things that she has. Can't wait to see this binder, Amanda. Take it away.
All right, can you hear me? Awesome. I'm excited to be with you guys tonight. I was trying to set up the best way I could to show you my materials. It was too hard and too difficult, so you just have to bear with me. I'll do my best to show you everything. But again, I'm going senior gold this month. I'm excited. Our team is excited. We have another builder that's joining us, and she's growing. She hit silver. So it's just cool to see the momentum, to see how God is using it to help people, just to see the growth. And it's awesome to get these rewards. And hey, I'm going to be in Hawaii next year with you, Morgan. We're already planning on that. So I'll jump right in and just show you a few things. So when I started Plexus, first of all, I was a teacher for many years, so I do love binders and I love planners and organization. So when I jumped in, I was kind of overwhelmed because I was just thinking, how am I going to organize this? It just seems like a lot of material. I'm going to jump in and learn and read as much as I can. So I was getting all this information and I didn't really know what to do with it. So when I started, I just grabbed a planner. I actually had watched a Diamond and I couldn't remember who it was, and she had talked about the Happy Planner. So I did purchase that and I started using it, and she just seemed so organized in it, and she had all her tabs and everything filled up, and it was working okay. But then I had put it aside and realized I only used it basically for my calendar and some different things like that. So I just went downstairs, I raided our closet, and I was just found a lovely old binder. One of my kids probably used it in school at some point, and I didn't go buy anything special. And then got my sleeves. of course, love with the tabs. So I'm going to use those. And then my other key is yellow paper. So I'm going to show you kind of how I use that, how I put it together. And then along those lines, I'm just going to go through some customer care. And I'm also going to talk about how I use my goals and some different things like that as we walk through this. So don't judge me. It's nothing pretty. It's not special. When Krista told me I was going to share about my binder, I looked at it and I was like, I'm going to need to change it all and make it look better. But I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because this is just what it is. It is what it is. So basically, when you open my planner, I'm going to go like this. Okay. So when you open it, I just start and see, look, so used. That's the paper's falling out. Things to do every day. And so I actually talked about this a while ago, but I pray, I check my back office every morning, check my subs, I share, I post, and I reach out, and then I check in with clients. This is just my little reminder. When I open this, usually at the end of the day or end of the time that I'm working, I just kind of my little checklist to make sure that I've done what I've needed to do for the day. So I'll do an overview and just tell you what my tabs are. So if you are taking notes or want to do something like this, you have it so I don't forget. I have a section for goals. I have a section on customers, section on videos and notes that I take every day when I do like a training. I have a scripts section that I've printed out, and for me sometimes it's hard to go back into my phone and look for those things that I've saved, like different scripts or different things that I need to pull some language from or some content from. So having them printed out has been so helpful. I have a builder section, and then I have a guides section. So we'll go through some of those. But for my first section for goals, the biggest thing that I think Plexus has changed for me is I wasn't a goal setter. I didn't really make goals for myself as a normal daily task to get certain things done. So that's something that's changed for me is I actually, when I started the first day, I think I put on my 1-year goals, my 5-year goals, and then my monthly goals. And that's kind of how I started Plexus. And then every month since then, I've added my new month and my new goals. But what's awesome about the binder is that I have actually kept, this is September, what's in front of you, but I go back and I can go back and see March was when I started. My first goal was fast start silver bonus. I had 3 days to get there. I needed 3 VIPs. So I did that in 3 days, but I had my goal page and I checked it off. That was key, is checking off something when you actually accomplish it. So you can go back and you can look at it and you can actually feel the momentum in yourself because you're like, no, I achieved this, small goals, but that's how it starts. And so then I can also look back and see, okay, I write things on the computer. I put little sticky notes everywhere, what I want to see done. And then I actually take those off for the month and I can stick them on this page so that I can remember for that month what I was shooting for, what I was doing. And then it's a new month, clear it out, write your new goals, write down different things that you want to see done in your business and stick them on there so you remember. The Lord wants us to remember where we've come from and how hard we've worked and what we want to do. So just putting those little notes that you write, it's just fun to be able to look back and be able to do that. So this is just strategy that I've used that's given me momentum, that's helped me to stay focused, helped me to want to come back every day and add a new page, add a new thing. So these might seem like little things, but this is just what's worked for me over the past, 6 months or so. The other thing that has been a key for me that's helped me is when we get paid for Plexus, we're getting paid Fridays and then once a month. And sometimes that can be confusing on how much you're actually making and different things like that. So an incentive that I do for myself is I actually write the month down and I write the dates. This is where I started. This is what I made on April 6th. So at the end of the month, I can actually have a total that says, wow, I made $400 that month. My very first month of paychecks, I made $400. Then the next month I can look, wow, that jumped up to $842, my second month. And so forth. My third month, I made $1,200. So just being able to look back right away and say, this is what I made in April, May, June, and it just keeps me motivated. It's just a little thing that helps me be able to keep my focus, keep me centered on what I need to do, why I'm here. I'm achieving this for my family. Man, this is income I never would have made. So just being able to have that in front of me just helps me in another way to keep my focus on my goals and some different things that I'm shooting for. The watch, obviously that was a huge goal of mine this month. Or seeing my team, I wanted Celeste to hit gold. I wanted to see Stephanie hit silver, and then all of us getting to rank up this month. It's just awesome to be like, I can check that off on my goal sheet. And we're going to look back in a few months when we're hitting another rank and being like, look what the Lord's done. Look what he's doing in my business. Look what he's doing in my family. I don't know. It's just pretty cool to have it on paper, simple plan, but it keeps me motivated. So my next section was on customers. And this was a little hard for me. It was easy at first. Obviously, when you only have a few customers, it's easy to write everyone down, to give everyone a sheet, to make, their own thing. I've checked marked all these things for this one person. Well, when you have 50 or however many eventually you'll have, it can be very hard to go back and to know exactly to get everyone a little section or so. So I'm just trying to jot it down slowly, making a list of one name at a time and just making little notes. So I'll show you. But the first thing before I do that, I do want to talk a little bit about customer care and what I've done. It's worked for me. I'm sure you've heard it before, but this is just what I do. So I'll reshare because it motivates us. The first thing I do when someone, signs up, becomes a VIP, I always make sure before they get their product, I've reached out to them and sent them just a little text that's saying what's coming and just some instructions and different things. I learned, from Krista and from other clients that it doesn't always work, the instructions that are on the box. So we need to, make it look a little different, start a little slower. So I make sure that I've reached out to my customer and I've told them those things, making sure that they know we're going to adjust this. And maybe we're not going to start our probiotic right away or ProBio 5. So I'm reaching out to that customer before they get their product. And maybe right when they get their product, I say, hey, give me a text. Let me know when you're starting. So I do that. Then I try to reach out within 3 to 4 days. And obviously I'm just kind of knowing, I'm watching my back, the backyard and just looking at what I need to do, the back office, and seeing who do I need to reach out to, where they are, when did they order, all those different things. So after about a week, I've reached out. Another 2 weeks or so, I reach out again. I'm talking to my customers all the time. That's the best thing about Plexus for me is I love journeying with people. That's why I feel like I love it. I would stick with it. I just love being able to talk to people, see where they're at. They're excited. I'm excited, good or bad. I want to hear the details. I want to hear where they're at. I want to adjust where they're at if they don't like what they're taking. So just don't be afraid to reach out to a customer. I think sometimes we can feel a little bit like, I haven't heard from them in a week and a half. I don't really know what they're thinking. And so then maybe I don't even want to text them because, we all have those thoughts and we all can be scared to reach out. But if you get over that hurdle, they're wanting to hear from you. They're wanting to tell you what's going on with them. And most of the time it's, yeah, I'm great. I love my drink. I want to do this forever. Most of the time that's what you're going to get. So just don't be scared or do it scared and you'll feel better when you do. And then the other thing with the reset now, I noticed the difference between that is I do feel like I need to reach out to my customers almost on every day as they're doing it. I know sometimes we can't, or sometimes you have so many doing it, you maybe don't keep track, or maybe they don't tell you when they start. But if one of my customers tells me when they start and when they're doing this, I make sure to reach out every day of the reset. It might not always be in the morning. It might be in the morning, the first day, like, yes, let's do it. We can do this together. You can do it. And then second day, it might be the evening. Hey, I'm just checking in. I know the second day's hard. How are you feeling? Tomorrow's the last day. Give them motivation. And then usually I'm hearing from them by the third day. They're texting me, feeling great. I'm so glad I did this. They're giving me all these, heart emojis that they're loving it and having fun. So the reset, I definitely feel like it's important to reach out if you can while they're doing it. And then another big thing I do is thank you notes. I like to get a thank you note to all my customers within a week of ordering. That's just kind of what I've told myself. I want them to hear from me, just a thank you, or so excited that you purchased this, and I hope it changes your life, and I hope you love it. I also do every 3 months or so, I want something in their hand from me, whether it's a sample that they haven't tried, another kind of note that's, just touches base, just something in their hand, especially if they haven't been ordering, or maybe they didn't reorder, or maybe they tried it and just never really heard from them again. I definitely want to reach back out to them and just see where they're at with everything. Another thing that I think gave me momentum at the beginning was I did a couple giveaways. I think my first giveaway was my first full month of doing Plexus, and I just did it. I was actually my husband who was like, maybe you could do some kind of giveaway to create momentum. And I think I maybe had 4 or 5 customers, but I knew a lot of them were on social media. So I just said, hey, post your drink, post what you're doing. I would love to hear from you. And if you do, I'll put you in a drawing. And I did a $50 Target gift card, I think, or something. And yes, it seemed like a lot at the time, but the momentum that even created for outside people to see me reposting their posts, and just, they were just like, man, it seems like you're growing your business. Like, it was like I already created this environment, this atmosphere of what people could see just even on social media. So just being able to repost what my customers posted, and I didn't even feel like I was doing it that much. I just felt like I did 1 or 2 posts about what my client said, or what they did, and so I reposted it. But I heard from so many people, man, you're killing it. What's going on over there? Like, there was just such an excitement and a buzz about it. So that really helped. And it was, a little bit that I gave, but it ended up just being such a blessing in the end for me, because it's just brought so many customers. So I know I've done like 3 giveaways before. I think now I'll just try to at least do them, every other month, or if whenever I feel like the Lord's stirring me to do another giveaway, I will. And then the other thing I always do is just when you're checking your back office for your clients, I'm always checking their subs. I'm just trying to look and just see who's on, who's tomorrow, who's next week. But that first month I've learned the hard way, but I always like to make sure my customers know that their first one is coming up. It's just a good way to be like, hey, I'm just reminding you that you have your subscription on, and it's going to, go in 3 days, and it's on the 28th. And I just want to make sure you recognize that it was on, and what can I get you? What can we change? How's it working? Are you liking it? Are you wanting all those products again? Just so they're aware. Some people they don't remember that they kept it on, or some people don't want it on, or some people just want to move it. Hey, I don't get paid till next Friday, so can you push it back? Or whatever that looks like. I just think it's great to, especially just the first month. I don't think you need to do it after that, but the first month you've made them aware. They don't feel like you didn't tell them something or something like that. So just make sure that's worked well for me, that's working. And so then in my little customer section, I just kind of have a little piece of paper, and this is what's worked. I just jot down their name. This is just what I had on hand, so I just used it. They just put their name in the little box, what they ordered, a kind of reminder, and then I would put like just different little things that they might have told me. I'm having trouble with inflammation. My stomach hurts. Just little things that they might have told me that could be a good reminder for me one day, that maybe I don't want to look back in my text and keep scrolling back to see what an issue was. It's just a quick way to just put, hey, this is what the problem was. Or maybe I have some elderly, they don't want to get on. They love the product, but they are not great about ordering, and they want to be reminded, or they might want something changed. And so sometimes they'll give me their password and be like, change this for me. I don't want to deal with that. And so I just jot those little things down, so I remember if they ask me again how to get in there and how to help them with that sometimes too. And then I also note, and see, this is pretty raw, guys. This is just what it is. So I also, you probably can't see it, but I would just say things like ordered, sent their card, reached out. This is just my little checklist of just all my people. So I remember, especially when they ordered, when I sent their thank you card, when I reached out those first few times. That's the main things that I want to remember. What else? I don't know how much time I'm taking up right now. I feel like I'm talking a lot. So the other thing that I love that I did, and I didn't even realize I was doing at the beginning, but one little section that I have is under videos and notes. And so I just try to keep the notes that I take. If I watch someone and watch one of their, on YouTube or whatever I'm watching for that day for my training, I try to write their name down, when they spoke, and then I just write the notes, and I keep them so that way I can go back and I can actually find, oh, who said that, who did that. I was actually just looking through here and I actually found one of Morgan's and I'm like, oh, she talked about an Easter egg little thing that she did. And that was one thing that I did just because I heard it on her story and it was something that gave me an idea. So just being able to shoot those ideas out when I need them, I'm like, oh, I know I had that somewhere. At least I can find it a little bit easier. And then, like I said, I just print out some scripts so that I could see them a lot easier. Hey, what do I need to say to, someone that maybe their card declined and I need to reach out, or just little tips that they might have in there. And then for my builders, I just print out a couple like the sheets of like what your potential could be. What is an emerald? How many points do they need? I just keep all those little sheets in my binder. So that if I need to like go make a copy or give them a copy or shoot them a text, I have sometimes on paper and sometimes on the phone. I love technology, but sometimes I can't find it, or I'm on my phone and I need to look at something in front of me. So that's just worked, and it's easy to just throw in my car if I want it. Yeah, and then I just keep tax information in here. If you're not doing that, that's probably a good thing. Keep those receipts. I started doing that now, just making sure I have everything. And basically that sums it up. I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just my system. It works. It works great. It keeps me accountable, gives me incentives, great things to look at. But now we get to hear from Celeste. And she's on my team and she's gone gold. And she's gonna talk about an awesome sip and see that we did. And so I'm gonna pass it over to her.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Perfect. So yes, once I hit silver, Amanda approached me and was like, hey, I think it's time we host a sip and see, and I would love for you to host it with me. And I was really hesitant at first. And I was like, maybe we could bump that to the next month, and she was like, no, we're going to get you to your next level. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get it on the books. Let's start planning for it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I was really fearful at first to kind of do it because I didn't want nobody to show up. I didn't want anyone to be like, not really interested, no one comes. So I had like literally a few key friends that I was like, hey, no pressure, but you're coming to support me. You're going to come to this sip and see. You don't have to buy Plexus, but I need you there. And what's funny is they ended up buying Plexus and one of them is selling now. So the sip and see was such a fun experience. I absolutely loved it. And I definitely plan on doing it, honestly, probably next month when Stephanie moves up to her next level, because she'll need to do that. But it's just fun because Amanda and I both had people that we had been talking to who were just kind of on the fence, and we talked to them in person. I invited them in person, but we created graphics to send on like Instagram and socials, kind of talking about exciting things coming up. And then we sent out an invite to friends through that. And then throughout the weeks leading up to it, I would get on my socials. I would just get on and talk and say, hey guys, this is what the sip and see is going to be like. This is what we're going to do. I hope you can come. If you would like an invitation, please send me a DM. And I had a couple people reach out that way. We had about 10 people RSVP and 9 of them showed. So that was really good. I was excited about that. Some of the things that we did that kind of made it fun was I got like some charcuterie board snacks. I got some sweet things to just have there to set out. We had a lot of samples, like a lot of samples for them to taste. And that was because of because Krista showed up and she showed out, which was exciting because I just started and I had, that slim is for me. I ain't sharing it with nobody. So when she came, she like literally laid out the table, had everything beautiful. We had the charcuterie board. We had some fun, like gifts for people when they left. Amanda found these really cute cups at like Walmart, I believe. It was like a pack. She found these, and we had these with some samples in the front that they could take some active, they could take slim, a couple of things, put it in their cup and they could go. And these are super fun. And then we, one of the rookie mistakes we did was we had 2 big mason jars that we were like, let's put active in this one and put slim in this one. So how many water bottles are we going to put in here versus how many packs? And then Krista shows up and gets a water bottle, shakes up the slim and pours it into little sample cups. And we're like, oh, well, that's perfect. So don't go wasting all of the slim and all the things for a big mason jar. Get it in the little water bottles, put tons of the samples in these little guys. And it was so fun. I got to try a ton of stuff that I didn't even get to try, which is so great when you're talking to people about flavors and things. So we had a great time. And out of those 9 people, 8 of them are now like using Plexus, trying their supplements. And I have the other one messaging me. She's going to purchase this week whenever she gets paid. So it was a huge success. I would definitely recommend doing it. If you are on the fence, if you're scared, if you're nervous, please reach out, like have a good support system, make some of those friends come, even if they like aren't supporters of Plexus, make them come just to have you there as support. So it was super fun.
I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. And honestly, in the beginning, when I started, sip and sees were huge. Getting people in person. Let me mute my computer. I had to. Getting people in person to taste it makes all the difference. I think a lot of people, when they think of health supplements, they're like, "Oh, it's going to be gross." But as soon as they can try it and they're like, "This is actually pretty good," they're like, "I could drink this every day," right? And they're able to try those different things. But what Celeste and Amanda did was they had a plan and they executed it very well. I watched them promote their sip and see multiple times. They followed up with people, like Celeste said. She was like, "Hey girl, you're coming, whether you want to or not, please come and support me," right? But don't be afraid of the people that you're inviting to your sip and see. People do need what we have. You just have to figure out what part of their health or finances do they need? What is the need of that person, and speak to that. And when you get in a room of 10 people, it's easy to talk about that, right? So don't shy away from something. My first sip and sees were very plain. It was shaking up that water bottle. That water bottle probably gave about 10 samples in, at least. And so it was 1 pack of Slim that I needed. All I had was Triplex. I put Triplex out. Krista and Chad were supposed to come, but they got the flu. I knew nothing about what I was taking or drinking. All I knew is I was feeling better. I was going to the bathroom daily. I wasn't taking naps, and I was gonna share it. Like that's pretty much it. I played 2 YouTube videos off of a TV. Stacy, one of my dearest friends now, she's a nurse, and she came. She ordered, but she knew I had zero idea what I was talking about. And I was just texting Krista back and forth. Like if she asked me a question that I didn't know about an ingredient, I was like, "Hold on 1 second. Let me text my friend who has a flu that knows a whole lot more than I know." So it doesn't have to be something super fancy and frou-frou. Put whatever products you ordered out. Slim is probably one of those products. Use one of those packets, shake it up, put it in those little sample things, and sit in a little circle. If you have an upline that's close to you, invite them to do it with you. I loved that it was Krista, Amanda, and Celeste, right? So those 3 are able to all share their testimony and share what they've experienced. And they're all 3 on a different journey, right? Krista's been here for about 8 years. Amanda's been in it a little bit longer. And then Celeste is brand new, and they're all able to share their opportunity. So partner with people and have the event. These 2 women are treating this business like a business and plugging it right into their lifestyle. They have amazing systems in place. Amanda is now trickling that down into her team and able to see her team now reach their goals. And there's nothing more beautiful than holding hands with your team and everybody is succeeding because they're going for their goals. I always shout the quote, "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." And that is what you're watching Amanda's team do, is they have amazing systems in place. So they're reaching their goals because of those systems. Amanda's binder was pretty incredible, right? What could you do that stuck out to you? Are you a pen and paper, you need it in front of you person? Something like Amanda has will be perfect for you, but maybe you're more of an iPhone girl. Everything she said, I posted it in the notes here, are beautiful things to keep track of. Daily goals, monthly goals, 5-year goals are things that we should hold on to. Who are your customers? Are you watching videos? How awesome was that? I was challenged. I'm like, whoa, I need to like keep track of the videos I'm watching with the notes so you can go back and refer to those things. She has taken trainings and put them into real life use. And that is going to be what tilts your business another way. Don't just watch the trainings, but then put them in practice. Her customer care is incredible. You can start exactly from where you are. You don't have to have tons of money to do any of these things. Go grab thank you cards from the dollar store and write a handwritten note to whoever has ordered from you. Customer care is going to go a long way in your business as you keep these things organized. Amanda and Celeste, thank you so much for sharing what you guys have done. I'm super excited to see where your businesses go. I'm super excited to watch the rest of you guys put whatever system works for you in play and crush your businesses. What I'll leave you with is a quote that I don't remember her name, but if I remember her name was started with an N. I don't know what her name was, but Nikki, maybe. She's rocking her business. Her stats were crazy. She spoke at Emerald Extravaganza, and what she's doing is helping people go silver and helping her team go silver. And so what I want you to do is in the next 5 days, make a goal to earn this Apple Watch, or make a goal to help someone go silver. Every time she enrolls someone, this is the quote she's saying, and I'll type it in the chat after I say it. When I first started, finances were a burden for me, and I don't want that to be a burden for you too. Would you like me to help you get your products paid for? She asks every single person that joins her the same question, and 9 times out of 10, she said, if not 10 times out of 10, people are like, well, sure. Yeah, I don't want to have to pay for my products. Help me do that. And then you start the journey of helping them. People want their hands held in the beginning. And what that looks like is adding people to the info page, finding out what health goals they might have, and plugging them in with the right welcome pack for them. Okay. So I challenge you guys to go and help 10 people, or go and reach out to 10 new people, whether it be follow-ups or brand new people. I'm going to put a post on Team Revive. Reach out to 10 people every single day this week. And I am convinced that you are going to earn that Apple Watch, and you're going to help other people get their products paid for as you go without fear and you have belief that people want what we have. I'm super excited for you guys for the end of this month, the beginning of October, and I can't wait for all of you guys to be in Mexico with us next year. I'm going to pray us out. All right, Lord, we thank you so much for who you are. I thank you for each one of the businesses represented here. I thank you for the wisdom that these ladies shared, and just for the step of faith and the goals that they've planned, and the beautiful heart that Amanda had as she talked about remembering what you've done in our businesses and in our lives. I pray for each person that's struggling today. God, I ask that you would just give them a renewed mind and a refreshed spirit to run after all you have for them. God, that we would stay in our lane of grace. We wouldn't strive for things or do it out of a heart for what we want, but that we would pour out into other people the gift that we've been given. God, we bless you. We bless each person and family represented, and we ask that you would guide us throughout our week. In your mighty name we pray. Amen. All right. I love y'all. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.